What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig. We're going to be getting into the charts. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin in the smaller time frames, also into the larger time frames. We're going to take a look at our last trade setup, and we're going to try to find our next trade setup. So also, I want to talk a little bit about the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. If you guys were around when we called the top around up at the 69K, and I told you to watch out for a huge, massive drop, we made a lot of money in that. Although it didn't go as low as I thought it was going to go, I'm going to show you how I may have misread that chart and how I'm looking at it now. So definitely stick around for the whole video. We're also going to take a look at the Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, and Tesla. So definitely stick around. This is going to be very interesting. If that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the video. I'm also going to tell you how you can enter to win the PS5 giveaway. So stick around. All right, guys, so here we are on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. As you guys know, Prime XBT is a sponsor of the channel. We're doing a PS5 giveaway. We're having a trade contest that starts March 15th. To enter to win, all you have to do is go to the Prime XBT link. You have to use my link, deposit $100, and follow my Twitter account. That'll get you entered to win. It will start on the 15th. It's going to be a 2-week trading contest. I'm also going to add a second and third prize. Not sure what it is yet. Maybe gold and silver. I'll let you guys know as we get closer to it. But let's take a look at the trade setup we had. So we were looking at this as a rising broadening wedge in white, right? Let's get this off of here. So we were looking at this trade setup. I told you guys if we pass the 55-51 range, would be a good place to put in a long to the measured target of 68.6. And of course, you would have put stops below the trend line to keep you safe. Always use stop losses. Remember, none of this is financial advice. This is all my opinion and my view of the market, showing you guys how I'm looking at it, right? So we also looked at this here from the break of this trend, and we go to the top of the bull flag. That got us the same target. We did come down and wipe out the triangle, though. Now, is it invalidated now? Possibility, but let's take a look at the trend break from right here. We also had a target. If we break up past that 68,000, of course, you're going to have resistance at 70K, right? But that measured move target would get you to about 75,000, right in that range, right? Which is possible. Even though I think we're very close to a top, if not there. I'm going to show you also what topping patterns do, right? So anyways, if you guys do want to learn how to enter different trades, being limit trades, stop trades, etc., I'll leave a video up top showing you how to do that on Prime XBT. But anyways, let's get into it now and see what's going on. We had that big drop yesterday. Nice little pump back up. But remember, guys, when big boys dump the markets, they let the price go down, and then they let it come back up, because if they just kept dumping, it would go down very fast, and they would get less and less for their coins or stocks, right? So they'll let it pump back up, start dumping. That's called the exit liquidity pump. That's people buying into FOMO, things like that. At tops. That's if we're at the top, which, like I said, I believe we're very close, if not there. Now, there's other measured moves in here, but like I said, if we break above this high here and hold support on that 69,000, that would be a place I would be considering entering along up to the $75,000 range. Of course, moving stops, as it goes up, keeping it at least at break even. That way I don't have to worry about losing money. But if it goes up, say at 70, maybe I would move it to 69.5. But I believe we're going to get some rejection at 70. So just be careful there. Be cautious. That's if we break the 69, right? But anyways, that's what I'm looking at right here. Let's get into the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. So as you guys know, I was looking at the bubble pop pattern, Amazon compared to Bitcoin, right? Right here. And we were talking about this whole thing right here, right? This being the top and coming all the way down. If you're around for that, we made tons of money, right? And then let's say you win. I'm just going to throw a random number out, right? $100,000 on this move down. Then you put maybe 10,000. So you put maybe 10,000 away for your trading account, right? So, and then say you lost that 10,000, you're still up 90, right? And again, I'm just throwing random numbers out there. But nevertheless, we made a lot of money. I thought it was going to go lower because bubbles returned to where they began, right? But now, the way I'm looking at it, I could have read that all wrong. And if you look at how I'm looking at it now, we'll take this, put it down here, right? And that's what I think we could be looking at. Just like we did over here, we made a third high, right, before it came down. And you see how it comes down, right? This is a weekly chart, so this took a couple months to break down here, but this took about a year or more. This could take a lot longer. But nevertheless, this is how I'm looking at it now, guys. I think we could be seeing something like this. Even if we hit that 75, that still gives us that boost above. Now let's take a look at how high, percentage-wise, this went above the last high to make the third high, right? So if you look at that, that did about 2.1%. Now let's look at where we're at over here. We're not quite there yet. And we don't have to be, right? Nothing has to be exact. But let's take a look. If right now we're at about 0.5% higher. If we went up to that 2.2 or 2.1, right? Just like we did on the other side, that would get us approximately 70,000 or a little above 70,000, right? Get a top out pattern and then a continuation to the downside. That is a possibility. And what would that look like if that was the top? And again, people called me crazy over here when we got this drop, right? When we got this here, nobody believed we were at the top. Just like nobody believes we're at the top now. And again, could go a little bit higher. Nevertheless, we know what we're looking for, right? So let's see how this pans out. Was this a top or do we get another top? Let's go into the daily time frame real quick. Where am I at here? And we're going to look at it in the daily and see how it looked over there, right? So here it is on the daily. This is the Amazon bubble pop. As you can see, when these top, they're violent, right? People really take a lot of profit up the top, just like we did here in Bitcoin on our first two, right? Over here. This one does the same thing. We could be up here for a few more days, right? Possibly even a week. But nevertheless, when this thing comes down, it comes down pretty hard. You get bounces where everybody thinks everything's okay and it's turning around. But nevertheless, if that happens, again, we could be seeing something like this. And I've been talking about 3,500 to 9,700, right? 9,700 is a huge high volume node right here. Also, that would bring you back to where the bubble began. Let me show you right here. That would bring you right back into that 9,700 range. Now, when Bitcoin rises, often goes higher than people expect. When Bitcoin dumps, often goes higher. So it could go even lower than I'm predicting. But nevertheless, be careful here, guys. The markets are crazy right now. I just wanted to put that out there. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones, right? So if we take a look at the Dow Jones, you guys know I've been talking about a possible repeat of the Great Depression, right? Now, if you look at this pattern right here, I have it marked out. You have a high, a low, a higher low, and then boom, it did a 505%, almost 506% rise right here to its top. We also have this trend line going off of all these wicks, right? And that, if we do get one more push up, I could see us going up to that 39.6 if we get that push up. If we don't, and this was the top, then something like this could happen. Now, obviously, we can't go back in time. But if we could, I would imagine if you got in back in the 20s right here, back in 1929 when this thing was rising, it was probably a lot like right now. Nobody believes it's going to go down. Everybody's saying we got a couple more years to go up. But then when it drops, they didn't have time to get out. And these geniuses that were buying here probably held all the way back down into a loss. The real smart people that bought here, right? They are the ones that dumped it. They are the ones that made a lot of money. That is what happens when bubbles pop. Let's take a look at the S&P. So the S&P, same thing, hit its trend line here. Now, if we do get up and break the, say, 52,000 range, if we break that, then this thing could just rally like crazy, and I could be totally wrong about my theory. Either way, I think we're going to have a massive crash. But right now, we're teetering on that trend line again here on the S&P. This is the monthly chart. The median line is going to be down here somewhere around the 3,000 to 3,500 range if we do come back to test it. But as you can see, we have major bearish divergence here. We have lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action. We'll see how that pans out. NASDAQ has not hit its yet. If it did, it would be around that 21.1. So if the markets do rally, you may see NASDAQ get up this high. But it could be topped out also. We'll have to see how this all plays out. But if you look here, we have lower highs, higher highs, bearish divergence. We'll see how that plays out. In Tesla, guys, Tesla, I believe, is going to be 40 to 50 bucks. Been saying that for a few years. Remember when we broke over here, I made these targets right here. I've not changed them. These were our bounce targets. We got our bounce off the 106 target, came up, retested our trend line, and now still I think we're going to hit that 49 to 50. Now, if we look at this rising channel I have in here in red, take a measured move of the width of that channel, bring it to where we broke down and have not been able to break back into it and hold. That gets us at 49 to 50 bucks also. As I've been saying for a couple years, I am a buyer of Tesla in a big way between 40 and 50 bucks. Take care, guys. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, smash those thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Have an awesome day.